Advan Namaste, everyone. Okay. To all you who are watching, wherever you are, Advan Namaste. Okay, before we start our New Year's Day meditation, let's ask for divine blessing. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the spiritual elders, to all the holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, to our beloved teacher, Master Chokok Sui, Mahaguruji Mailing, and all the great ones, we thank you for the love, the light. Thank you for helping us start a great new year that we may be of service to others. We thank you in full faith. So be it. All right. So, New Year, huh? We always start with this because during the New Year, it's a time to set new patterns. You know, in ancient times when you have this vinyl records, where you put a needle that goes like this. I know it's coming back. You notice if you accidentally scratch it, what happens? It skids. It goes to the other one. So it's a matter of pattern. Same thing when you start your year, and you start your year, drunk and with a hangover, then you can imagine that's the kind of start you have. So you have to overcome that inertia to get a good start. You know what I mean? So it's something like this. You always equate it to, let's say, what do you call those horse races? When the door opens, the gate opens, that sprint, whoever gets out first, that's a very, very important part. Yeah? So same thing when you're running, when you're swimming, at the sprint, that part, it's critical because those microseconds could set the pace of where you're going to be. Not only that, the speed, but the trajectory. So if you start here, a little bit of adjustment in a certain amount of time, you'll be up here. That, if it's less like this, although it's just a slight difference, over a period of time, it goes like that. So the first part of the year is very important. That's why what do you say in Chinese? Okay, see? How the Kaiser means a good start. Cheng Gong is success, the Ipan, one half. So they say if you have a good start, it's already half of the success. Anyway, we don't know exactly if it's half, but it's an important part. Now, since we know about energy, it's not only the physical part. You also have to contend with your mind, your emotions, your thoughts. You have to deal with your habits, and these habits are all energy. So what we're gonna do, the pattern is the thing we're gonna disintegrate the old pattern, create a new one, and replace it. Okay, but we'll do something slightly different. You see, if you're trying to not destroy, we don't use that word destroy. We use annihilate. No, I'm kidding. When you break up something, you need to have enough energy to break it up. If you have an old habit, say, oh, I don't want to pig out anymore. I want to exercise more, lose weight, blah, 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 so on, so on. If that intention is not strong enough, but the other pattern has been there for last 10, 15, 20 years, your little intention is useless. It's just like trying to, use an egg and throw it at a boulder. Usually the boulder doesn't break, it's the egg that breaks. So you have to come up with something stronger to break it up. Yeah? So obviously, if you have that energy, you wouldn't be having this problem. Isn't it? So you have to pull in the big guns. And when you say pulling the big guns, that means you ask for divine help. When you ask for divine help, the energy that comes in, you use more intense spiritual force. Clear? And one of the easiest way to do that is to do meditation first. Make sure your spiritual cord is big. Now, many years ago, I learned something from Master Cho that I just remembered last night. We started to figure out, okay, it's another year. You don't want to give them the same old technique that they never practice. Just throw that in there. Okay. So I remember he taught me something many years ago. By doing this not small, this particular technique, when you disintegrate something, it's more powerful. So I'll tell you next year. No, it's very, very simple. You use the great invocation. So you sound off the ground great invocation first. Generate lots and lots of energy flowing in. Then you identify the negative thoughts and negative emotion and use that energy to disintegrate it. So if you just say, okay, disintegrate, that does work. And in our Hatha Yoga, you also, and Kriya Shakti, you taught the technique of putting your hands in a certain place, certain mudra. We can show it here because we have how many thousands of people watching. Not all of them taking the class yet, so you better take it. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to use your Hatha Yoga technique and Kriya Shakti to disintegrate. But before that, we'll do the great invocation. Make sure there's enough energy flowing through. Okay? Now, the plan is something like this. I asked Master Cho many years ago. I said, "What is the? How do you know if someone's spiritually developed? It's not how many spiritual books they can recite to you. It's not how many titles they have on their wall. The main, the only way you really tell if a person is of a spiritual has reached a certain spiritual advancement is through character. Through what? Character. So after many lifetimes of screw ups, making mistakes and learning from them, at some point you get to know, okay, these are the things you don't do, these are the things you do. And things that you do, that's what you retain. And when you retain all these things you're supposed to do, put it all together, it's called good character. Make sense? Because even if you're dense, you learn by the law of karma. You get my point? So there's two ways to learn. Master Shi used to say you learn it through your teachers or you learn it through life. When you learn it through life, you learn it through the law of karma. So even somebody like me who is very dense in my early 20s, the teacher was teaching me. Sometimes he would teach me a few times before I get it, but because of the pain that comes of not following instructions, I eventually learned. Remember I told you he used to look at me and goes, I must be a very patient teacher to have you as a disciple. But I'm still around, so there's hope. Clear? But the good news is, if you are following the five virtues and using energy together with it, you short circuit the whole system. What will take this much time will take less time because as you follow the five virtues and using energy, disintegrate the negative pattern, replace it with a positive one. This is called inner reflection, firm resolution. If you do that, instead of taking this much time to break up all these negative thoughts and negative emotions that affect your behavior, you're changing it early, replacing it with what you want. So it's just like changing the programming so it's easier to be a better person. Am I making sense? It's not an on-off switch, but it just makes it easier because you're not fighting yourself. Anybody could attest to that? Yeah, we are usually our worst enemy. So the idea with using energy is you're hitting it at the source. Clear? For example, a lot of times when a situation happens, there's a story that plays in your mind. That's the old programming from before. So if you were to disintegrate it, there's no negative program to come out. For example, you always see this on TV. What's that? Price is Right or whatever, right? Somebody, hey, what'd you win? I won a bar of soap. But they're excited. What is it they usually say? Oh, I've never won anything. I never thought I can win anything. How many heard that before? So that tells you that there's that old programming. So if you have that old programming, even if the new opportunity is coming to your life, even if it comes up in front of you, instead of saying, yeah, I don't know, nothing ever good ever happened yet. I never won anything. So what happens? When that program plays, this thought form could negate this one. And it just happens in your head. You don't notice it. So one thing, what's the guy's name? The preacher with 30,000 people every week, Joel Osteen. He said, if anything good could happen today, it will happen to me. Something to that effect. If there's any miracle that will happen, of all the people around, it will happen to me. Although at first it's just saying it, like, yeah, rah, rah. You say it enough time, the thought forms get so strong, what does it do? It embeds itself in your consciousness. Now, when it embeds itself in your consciousness, that means it got attached to your chakras. You understand? Now, the key is something like this. When it's attached to your chakras and it's there long enough, it either becomes a habit, or a certain virtue that you develop. Do you understand the chain of logic we're talking about? So what we'll do is this. We'll first do the great invocation. By the way, I have no idea how long this thing is this morning. It's supposed to be an hour, but just how long do we say in the email? About an hour. So, well, anyway, you guys ready? All right. So we'll do the great invocation. All right, we shared this with you before. There are many levels of light, love, and power. What did I say? So the great invocation was originally designed to bless the earth. It was, according to the teacher, it was supposed to, what's the word I'm looking for? To stop World War II. Supposed to be. It didn't work. And then I remember somewhere I read, it's not because it did not have the capability. People were not ready. Karmically, it was not yet time. But that gives you an idea how big that cannon is. Okay? So in that invocation, you have light, you have love, you have power. Light is intelligence, love is love, power is will. So when you want to bless the earth, as that energy passes through you, it also awakens the intelligence, love, and will aspect within you. Now, there are different levels of it. I can only reveal two. When you say light, love, and power on a very low level, when I say low, I'm not talking about animalistic level, but on a human level, light would be your throat. That's intelligence. Love would be your heart. Power, will would be your Ajna chakra. Okay? Now, as you spiritually develop, it shifts up. What does it do? Shifts up. As it shifts up, the Ajna becomes light or intelligence. Love is your forehead. Power or will is the crown. Are you with me so far? So that part will practice together. The third one, it will be done for you because it cannot yet be revealed what the higher level of the great invocation is. But you will feel it. Clear? So you'll register in your soul and then, you know, let's see what happens. All right, good enough. Shall we? So visualize the earth in front of you. The ones who are watching, just imagine a globe in front of you. The ones who have not joined us before, like a bubble, like a globe, like a ball of light. Then, raise your hands. We're going to chant Om 3 times, and then you'll be guided to the rest. Okay? Visualize the earth in front of you. Take a deep breath. Om. 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 Now be aware of your throat. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. Be aware of your throat, be aware of your hands. Bless the earth with light. Be aware of your heart. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. May the great messenger of God return to earth. Be aware of your heart. Fill the earth with so much loving energy. Be aware of the area in between your eyebrows, your Ajna chakra. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which all the holy masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. Bless every person, every being with goodwill and the will to do good. From the center where the will of from the center which we call the human race and all the different races, let the plan of love and light work out. May it seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power restore the divine plan on earth. So be it. Say, so be it. Be aware of your Ajna chakra, the area in between your eyebrows. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend throughout the entire earth. Bless every person, every being with divine light and intelligence. Be aware of your forehead chakra along your hairline. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend throughout the entire earth. May the great messenger of God return to earth. Bless the earth with love and compassion. Be aware of your crown. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the holy masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the willingness to do good descend throughout the entire earth. That's every person, every being with goodwill and the willingness to do good. From the center, which we call the human race, the angelic race, and all the different races, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power restore the divine plan on earth. Now, so be it. Now just be receptive, the energy will flow through you. Pull it out, yeah. Okay. Could you turn the volume up? On the Mevo, on the Mevo, Carla, change it to the sound to come out from the Mevo. No, you don't do anything with that. Just leave it. Turn the volume up from this one. You guys still have the energy flow? Yes. Still getting congested? That's good. Yeah. Pull out one of the batteries there. Not too loud, you want to blast. Polycard. Face them be a good idea. Sorry. Down, low, all the way down. Lower, lower. Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower, lower. Okay. It's coming in. It's recording from the Mevo, right? Okay. Reset. You good? All right. So put your hand down first. So we did the first two gratification. How many could feel the energy already? So that one is coming heart, throat, and ajna. The second one is ajna, forehead, crown. The rest is beyond your body, so it will be done for you. Okay? All right. Guys ready? The ones who are watching, did you get your toilet break? Okay, you're back. All right. So put your hand like this. Visualize the earth in front of you. Just be super receptive. Put your awareness above your crown. That's all you got to do. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend toward the entire earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being.
Let love descend throughout the entire earth. May the great message of God return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let divine purpose guide the wills of every person, every being, the purpose which all the holy masters know and serve. From the center which we call the human race and all the different races, let the plan of love and light work out. It may seal the door where any evil dwells. Let light, love, and power descend throughout the entire earth. Let light, love, and power restore the divine plan on earth. So be it. So be it. Take a deep breath. Let's chant Om. Maintain your stillness. Maintain your awareness. Okay, put your hands down. Just be still. Okay, slowly open your eyes. How do you feel? Feels good? Okay, so we'll work through the virtues. First one is loving kindness and non-injury. So, first thing you think of when it comes to loving kindness and non-injuring your thoughts, your words, and emotions, what do you want to accomplish this 2019? Think of it. What is it? Do you want to have less negative thoughts? You want to be more loving? You don't want to slap people around? Think of something, just one. Sometimes oh yeah, I want to accomplish all these things. If you do too many things, you're trying to catch too many rabbits at the same time. Just pick one. What is the main one that, in the virtue of loving kindness, non-injury, that you have a challenge with? Could be your parents, could be your children, could be somebody you work with, could be yourself. Loving kindness, non-injury. Okay? What is it that you have a tendency to be injurious with? Thoughts, words, or actions towards someone, something. Just think of it. Okay, the ones who are watching, since not all of you have taken the higher classes yet, here's what we'll do. And the rest of you can do the same thing. Whatever that challenge is, visualize it as a gray cloud right in front of you. Like right in front of you, a gray cloud. What color is it? How dark, how light, how heavy. Okay? Okay. Now, the ones who've taken the class, you know what mudra to use. The rest of you, focus on your crown. Visualize your hand has violet light. All you're going to do is raise your hand like this with your right hand. Just erase it with violet light. Okay? The ones who are watching, ready? Visualize that violet light. We'll help you. Go. Disintegrate, disintegrate, erase, disintegrate, cut. Again, visualize the gray cloud. That is the challenge or the tendency, the problem you're dealing with. Visualize it. Focus on your crown. Use violet light. Let's go. Disintegrate, disintegrate, erase, completely disintegrate, cut. One more time. Visualize that negative energy, the negative pattern, like a movie inside a gray cloud. Let's go. Erase, disintegrate, cut. Okay, how's that feel so far? How we can feel slightly lighter already? Let's do it 2 more times. Okay? Whatever it is, visualize it or that intention, put it in front of you, wrap it in a gray cloud. Let's go. Erase, disintegrate, disintegrate, cut. Okay, that's 4 times, right? Okay, think about it again. How many notice it's a little difficult to remember details? Okay, do your best. Whatever it is you can throw at it, put it in front of you, wrap it in a gray cloud. Let's go. Erase, complete disintegrate this negative pattern energy. Cut. How do you feel? All right. So think of what you want to accomplish. Replace it. So you disintegrate the negative pattern. Now you create a positive thought form. So it's like a program that runs automatically. Ready? Okay. Imagine yourself doing the right thing. Visualize it. You're doing well. You're very loving. You're caring. You're nurturing. Whatever it is. Visualize it. Imagine in a golden light in front of you. Visualize it as clearly as you can. What's your heart desires? So it is. Okay, open your eyes. That's once. We'll do it 5 times. Okay, go. Do it again. Visualize like a golden light. The end result. What do you want it to be? More loving, nurturing, kind with your words, actions, thoughts. What it is you want to accomplish for this year. Okay. That's your heart desires. Bless God. So it is. Okay, open your eyes. That's twice. Now you're going, how come we're doing it over and over? Why don't you just do it there for a long time? Because your mind wanders. You understand? So if you visualize, oh, I want this, and you're doing, yeah. At some point, your mind wanders, oh, what's for lunch? What's for dinner? What's this? What's that? It contaminates the thought form. You get my point? Remember, purity is the key. If your thought form has a lot of things mixed in it, it loses its purity, it loses its energy. You know why? Because without purity, you don't have certainty. Without certainty, the energy starts to crumble. So when your attention is 100%, you're certain, then the thought form is very, very strong. When the clairvoyant looks like it's bright light in your aura, if you go, I want to do this, but you have other thoughts that are contaminated, it's not very bright. It has little dark spots. You get my point? So the dark spots is where the good energy will leak. Come on, this is spiritual engineering. You got to do it right. Got it? So how many times have we do it already? Yeah, this is going to be a long thing. Okay, go. Third time. Visualize what is it you want to accomplish. Okay. Imagine wrapped in golden light. So it is. Okay, that's 3.
Yeah.
Okay, open your eyes. Open your eyes to kind of let it go. All right, 4th time. So it is. Okay, open your eyes. Last time. Okay, imagine wrapped in golden light. Okay, good. How does that feel? That's all right? Okay, next one. Generosity and non-stealing. Now, let's talk a little bit about this. Because I'm not sure by the time we're done how much time we would use. So let's get direct to the point. A good habit to have on the start of a year is to give money to charity, do something kind. You know why? We already know the law of karma. You cannot harvest if you don't plant. So if you want to harvest early, you got to plant early. Make sense? How much early can you get? First of the year.
Yeah.
Clear? So it also sets up a pattern in your consciousness that, look, I want to plant good seeds. So if you consistently plant good seeds, then you'll consistently harvest something good. It makes sense, right? The key is the timing. Let me share something with you. Many years ago, I remember I was talking to one of our Grandmaster Joe's managers for his businesses. You know what Master Joe does? In January, he predicts or he estimates how much money he wants to make in his businesses. Then he takes 10% of the projected profit gives it all in one chunk. That takes faith in the system. So the manager is saying, he has this much cash, right? And then what messenger does, he goes, okay, how much money do I make with all my businesses? He gives 10% of it away. So imagine, this is, the guy thinks big. So that means if this is the cash he has in the bank, he'll probably deplete it by 80%. Then he takes off. He goes teaching all over the world. And the manager goes, I have this to take care of payroll, I have to take care of expenses and everything. On this 20% left. And she says, no worry, the law of karma. And sure enough, within the next few weeks, the next few months, let's say just gone for months, right? That 20%, whatever is left, starts increasing by itself. Oh, more money comes into the business, so. It just like that. He says every year it's like he feels like he's gonna have a heart attack because it's like, oh, here we go again, and it never failed. Builds up again. I mean, that takes a lot of faith in the system, right? You heard people say, when you give, so shall you receive. If you tithe, you'll come back to you many times. You have to actually give it out even before the money comes in. That takes a lot of faith in the system. So that's what he does. Master Nona taught me a technique where she wants to give to this organization. He would write 12 checks ahead of time and ask that person to cash it every month. Or, you guys, it's even easier. It takes one finger. Send. Right? If you type online, you just schedule, what do you call those things? Recurring. So you do your decreeing before. But anyway, here's the point. When it comes to the virtue of generosity and non-stealing, a lot of people on the spiritual path are suffering unnecessarily. Unnecessarily because you get so bogged down in technique, you forgot the foundation. You forgot the basis, which is what? Whether you like it or not, it takes good karma for everything. It also takes good karma to neutralize negative karma. And when you accelerate your spiritual path, whether you like it or not, you pedal to the metal. What nobody challenges come up for people in other people's lives every 3-5 years. Yours are happening in months. Right? Some of your health, some of your relationships, some of your money. That's basically karmic acceleration. In other words, things that we planted before are growing faster. So you have two ways to do it. One is to suffer through it. And number two is say, wait, okay, this train is going too fast. Let me slow it down. And the way you slow it down is generate more good karma. So the good karma will make your life more comfortable even as you're learning the lesson. Am I making sense? Sometimes I know the students, they get, I had to yoga level, 10,000. I've taken every class, but they forgot, I should give money to charity. They forget the basics. Clear? So a good time to decide when to tithe is the first of the year. So what are you doing? You're setting a good pattern, and you're also planting seeds early. Clear? Am I getting through? Yes. So if you do it that way, what happens is it becomes a pattern in your life. Every single year, you're starting the start of the year already, moving forward. Otherwise, it's like, another year of problems, blah, 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 blah. You hear how people talk, right? In your case, another year of opportunity. And the way you make that opportunity happen is you make the opportunity by generating good karma. How are we doing? Am I making sense? Yeah. I know you heard this 1,000 times, but the question is, are we practicing? Yeah. I remember I was listening to Tony Robbins one time. He was talking about a preacher who was preaching. Some of you heard this story. This preacher had a sermon one Sunday. The following Sunday, he was preaching the same message. Everything identical, almost the same word. People going, yay. The third weekend, same message, everything the same. Yeah. By about third or fourth weekend, the elders of the church says, whatever they call the minister, pastor, you've been giving the same message for the last 4 weekends. The pastor says, yes, I have, and I'll continue to do it until they practice it. Interesting, right? When I heard that, I go, come to think of it, every time we have a class, we have a meditation, Carl and I and whoever else, we keep saying, what new message would you teach them? Then I remember, they've been practicing what they learned before. Or these people, they go, I want to know about my past life. What for? Because I want to know what lessons, I did not learn from there. Hello, you just took the class last weekend. You don't remember anything from it. You want to remember what happened 10 lifetimes ago? You get my point? We get so focused on this when the basics are not being taken care of. I know some of your soul plex is going crazy, but I'm just doing my job. Good? Because I'm guilty of that too. Yeah, I want to know what is the most cosmic technique I can come up with? Open wallet, put money. You get the idea? This thing about tithing is usually the most difficult part. You know why? It's twofold. Number one, a lot of people when they're on the spiritual path, there's still a break in their consciousness between money and spirituality. They still haven't gotten in their head that these two are two sides of the same coin. It's hard to meditate when you don't have a place to meditate in. True or not true? You want to help a lot of people. Oh, I feel sorry for your suffering. But you can't even help yourself. How are you going to help them? I know that sounds harsh, but it's the reality of life. And the way to fix it is through the law of karma. You're having difficulty, give a little bit, then do more service. In other words, as money is still tight, you give whatever you can, but don't not give because that means you haven't planted any seed. Give something at least and do service. So at least, hopefully, the good karma from the service will generate and open up opportunities. From there, the good karma from the money will give you the prosperity karma comes in, and between the two, you're adjusting, whether you like it or not, in a certain amount of time, your life will improve. Okay? There's also one more benefit. The other thing is it activates your basic chakra. Now, are you interested or this is boring for you? It's the same old story. We'll preach it again next 5 weeks. It's something like this. The basic chakra, when the basic chakra is healthy, it swings very, very quickly, generates lots of light, and it's very, very elastic. Very what? Elastic. Elastic. Elastic means that it pumps. You know, the chakra is not only like a wheel. As it's spinning, since it's made of energy, not only does it go like this, it also pumps like that. So the health of your basic chakra affects your consciousness. It affects the way you make financial decisions. Are you with me so far? So when the basic chakra is very healthy, very, very elastic, that means it can adjust to economic times. It helps you adjust to opportunities. Let you see the different opportunities, even though it doesn't look like it's an opportunity for other people. If your basic chakra is healthy, you get to see the financial benefit. Am I making sense? So when you give money to charity, you do acts of service, that basic chakra becomes more pliable. When it becomes more pliable, it starts to affect the way you think. Then it has a compounding effect. Once that happens, the basic chakra is healthy, you have good karma, then you also attract prosperity energy. Who understand what I'm talking about? It's not just one-dimensional. It affects every part. Clear? So this generosity, not stealing, if you don't steal, it prevents your basic chakra from shrinking. That's obvious already. And I think most of you who have been on the spiritual path, you would not willingly do so. But sometimes people think it's just one side. Okay, I don't hurt anyone, I don't steal. That's good. That means you're not generating negative karma. But you need good karma as fuel to what? To move forward. So it's not only good enough not to cause harm, you also have to do good in order to push forward. Who had a breakthrough? Make sense? So the act of tithing, giving money to charity, helps you get there. Now, another mistake most people are, yeah, but you know, instead of giving money, I just give time. If you have the money, if you do have the money, of course, if you don't, that's a different story. If a person has money, but they choose not to give money, but choose to give time instead, only, according to Master Choy was saying, if you were to search deep inside of you, it's a form of poverty consciousness. Because you have money, it's not because you don't. You get my point? But if you don't, then you don't have a choice. Then you have to make it up somehow. But if you do, but you choose only to give time instead of money, that means there's self-doubt in your prosperity. And the way to break it is literally say, okay. That creates a hole. Make sense? Once that starts flowing, the basic chakra can pump. Then your consciousness change. Now, I know I'm spending a lot of time. If you're okay with a few more things that might help you.
Yes.
Now, that's one way to learn generosity and not stealing. Would you like to know the other way?
Yes, Master.
It's called pain. I know you want to be positive, but do you want to hear it or you not? Your choice.
Yes.
It's something like this. If you don't learn it through your teachers, then life will teach you. The way life teaches you is usually some negative karma coming to the surface, something getting stolen, some unnecessary bills, unnecessary expenses. All of us been there, right? Mm-hmm. So those things are manifesting One, because some negative karma from the past is being strategically put into our lives so that when that negative karma comes up, it'll generate enough pain to give us leverage to change. Who got that? In other words, man. So person who's not that, see, they're very negative, so they haven't learned. So that means they need more pain to shake them up. But some of you, hopefully all of you, if something like that happened, you go, okay. Must be some lesson I have not learned yet. What is it? Maybe I should start giving. Maybe I should stop doing this. It causes you to reflect instead of to blame. Make sense? So when that happens, you go, okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do that. I should do this. It's just like many years ago, uh, we used to use checks. So remember, Carla, get those 5 envelopes. Here are the 5 checks. You send it. Well, at that time, for whatever reason, it's not a reason. It's an excuse. The big picture. I did not do it. Got distracted. I thought something else was more important. So we didn't send the check. And one day I came home. Our house was flooded up to the ankles. Our little one, she was only 3, 4 years old. When you opened the door, the water came out. The water's like this. Woo! She jumped in. The damage was paid by insurance was $27,000, give or take. Here's the interesting part. I remember at that time we were giving us $100 per envelope, so that's 500, right? The deductible was exactly 500. Wow. So it just go, oh yeah, okay. Next time, if I get a feeling, give. Am I making sense to you? Yeah. Anyway, as we always say, you learn from your teachers, you learn from life. Guess who's kinder? Teachers. Because you learn from his screw ups. Okay, let's move on. Good? So this part is very, especially if you're in the spiritual path, because it's hard to serve when you're broke. I can't make it any easier. Clear? I remember when I attend Tony Robbins' events, one of the things that he emphasizes is giving. And it's interesting, when you watch people change their consciousness, in one event they raised $1 million with 2,000 people.
Wow.
That's not bad. Because somehow he gets it to their head, look, the reason for you to be successful is so you can make a difference in more people's lives. Not just because how many cars can you drive? Right? How many things can you have? So the key is, as you get to a certain level of success, the reason you want to be that successful is so that you can make a bigger difference in more people's lives. So when all is said and done, it's still generosity. Isn't it? Okay. So that said, think of one thing that's you're not doing when it comes to the virtue of generosity and non-stealing. Either you're still stealing or you find yourself hesitant in being generous. Whatever, you decide. Think of something, we'll disintegrate it. Okay? So, whatever that is, a thought, an idea, image put in front of you. Imagine in a gray cloud, the ones who are watching, you can use violet light. Just imagine your hand is radiating violet light, erase and disintegrate. The rest, let's do it. Shall we? Erase, completely disintegrate. Erase, disintegrate, cut. Okay, open your eyes. You know, I got a basic, scan your basic chakra. See my prosperity energy level. The ones who are watching your basic chakra is at the base of your spine. Okay, say basic chakra prosperity energy level. Okay, just feel it. All right, ready? Okay, let's do it again. Visualize that thing that you want to correct. Imagine inside a gray cloud. Okay, violet light. Right. Erase, completely disintegrate, erase, disintegrate, cut. Okay, that's twice. Open your eyes. Okay, open your eyes. Come on. You need to have that break to let it go so you can focus fully. Okay, do it again. Erase. Completely disintegrate this. Negative tendency. Erase, disintegrate, cut. Okay, that's 3 times. Okay, do it again. Erase, completely disintegrate. Erase, disintegrate, cut. Okay, that's 4. That's all right? Okay, 5th one. Erase, disintegrate, cut. Okay, that's 5 times. Scan your basic chakra. Say prosperity energy level. Weaker, stronger. Now you think about it, it doesn't make sense. Most people think to make something stronger, you put something in. In our case, to make something big, we take something out. But most people don't realize the spin of the chakras is exactly that. You put something in there to make it stronger, it's temporary. If you don't take out what's slowing it down, it's useless. At some point, the amount of energy you put in to make it stronger will get consumed. But if you just take all the junk out, it's free spinning, then it's able to generate its own energy. Okay, ready? Next. What is it that you want to accomplish when it comes to generosity, not stealing this year? Just push a little bit this way. A little more. Oh, good. Okay. Visualize it in golden light. So be it. Open your eyes. How many times we do the other one? Same thing, right? Okay. Do it again. Visualize what you want. Imagine in golden light. What's your heart desires? So it is. Okay, open your eyes. That's twice. By the way, you notice I'm rushing you? Yeah. You know why? Two things. Number one, so your mind doesn't have time to wander, and it forces you to be clear, succinct, and direct. Because some of you, yeah, I kind of want this, but I'm not really sure. So your thought form goes on, yeah, I kind of think I know what you want, or he. It's like when you give instructions to someone, it has to be clear, succinct, yeah? Yes. Otherwise, they don't know what the heck you want. Same thing. When you create a positive thought, it has to be clear what you want. Otherwise, it wanders around the energy world. So when I rush you, you go, yeah, this is what I want. Clear? That's 2 times already. Okay, 3rd time, go. What's your heart desires? What is it? So it is. Okay. That's 3. Okay, open your eyes. Okay, 4th one. Put your hand down, you'll dematerialize. Okay, visualizing golden light. So it is. Okay, open your eyes. 5th time, last one. So it is. All right, how are we doing? Check your basic chakra. Is it better? Yes. Who noticed it's stronger? Yes. Okay. By the way, your hands are like this. I understand. It's good. It's praying. But you're trying to materialize, not dematerialize. You go like this to dematerialize. You want it to materialize, not dematerialize. You got that? Yes. Okay. Next virtue. Honesty, non-lying. So this part is very simple. Essentially, it has to be mature type of honesty. Sometimes you tell people, yeah, you're ugly, you stink, your shirt is ugly. Yeah, it's honest, but it's hurtful. Isn't it? You have people like that, I'm just being honest. So I remember a message always says, between the two, loving kindness, non-injury, loving kindness takes over. Yeah? However, there are some people that they will actually tell you, I prefer honesty. Then you give it to them. With kindness. Now, the other day I was talking to someone, and I don't know this person, but they know about honesty and non-lying. They heard about the virtue. Taking planet healing. And they were asking me something about energy and so on and so on. So she saw that, so I was very hesitant. She told me in my face, I want honesty, not loving kindness. Okay. But that's what she wanted. She said, I want to hear, what is it I'm doing wrong? So I told her, and she was very appreciative. But not everybody can handle that. True or not true? Someone said, you hurt my feelings. So what the hell are you talking to me? Anyway. Sorry. Okay. I forgot this is a worldwide audience. Namaste. Okay, what are we talking about? Alright, honesty, not lying. Good. But the most important part of all, when it comes to this virtue, is honesty to oneself. Okay? One thing I think you heard over and over again, the message has been hitting me on the head with a sledgehammer, is pride. So for many years he kept telling me, you're getting big-headed. What's wrong, man? I'm the humblest person in the room. Okay. So that's a big part. When you grow spiritually, that is usually one of the last ones to go away. Because when you produce miracles, when you help a lot of people, you wave your hands in the air, the back pain is gone, whatever. You understand things in nature that most people understand. There's a tendency for what? Self-pride or self-delusion. So anyway, you heard enough of my stories that the teacher chastised me. So you know it already. Just make sure that when you do things, you're not doing it because I'm the best person, I'm the smartest, whatever. You're doing it because the better you get, the more people you can serve. Okay? So why don't we do this? Go ahead and think of it when it comes to honesty and not lying. What is the challenge that you've been having? And what is it that you want to accomplish? So disintegrate the negative will accentuate and energize the positive. Just think of it. Pick one. For the coming year, what part of that virtue that you want, the non-lying part about to yourself or others that you want to eliminate? Okay? Visualize it in a gray cloud. Ready? Erase, erase, completely disintegrate this negative pattern. Erase, erase, disintegrate from all my aura and chakras. Now, cut. Okay. Okay? Again. Visualize it. Erase, erase, completely disintegrate this negative pattern. Now, erase. Cut. Okay, third time. Erase, completely disintegrate. Cut. That's three, right? One time. Whatever is left. Sometimes you go, what is it again? Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, do your best. Even if it's a small idea, put it in there. Let's go. Imagine a gray cloud. Erase, completely disintegrate. Now, cut. So once we're in there, we disintegrate, then we have to cut because sometimes it lingers, so there's a cord. You need to cut it so it goes away. Okay, fifth one. Let's go. Okay, ready? Erase, completely disintegrate. Now, cut. All right. What is the virtue you want to be part of you? The part of honesty. Which aspect? Visualize it in front of you. The golden light. Okay. As your heart desires, appears instantly, properly. Be part of you. Now, touch the surface. Okay. Open your eyes. That's once. Okay. Again. So it is. That's three. That's two. Okay. That's the third one. Okay. So it is. Okay, that's three. Okay, four. Heart desires, sing properly. So it is. Last one. So it is. Okay. How do you feel? Anyone feel lighter? All right. What's the next virtue? Concentrate in effort. Not laziness. So we'll do that next time. Okay. Okay. You know, we want to turn it from, you know the joke, I put the pro in procrastination. You want to change it to, I want to put a pro to a professional. Okay. Anyway, constancy of aim and effort. Even the best techniques in the world will not help you if it's not sustained. True or not true? True. You know, a lot of us take a class, instead of practicing everything, let's take another class so we learn more. Oh, take the next more advanced class. It's good that you want to move forward. But it's also very important to constantly practice what you've learned. True or not true? My mistake is I always want to push students. Come on, learn this new thing, learn this thing. And I thought about it. They even forgot what's sweeping. You get that point? So constancy of aim and effort means whatever you want to do, you stick to it, you start it, you finish it. I always share that story. When Messenger went up to the Valley of Flowers, the story I always use. His body was in his probably late 40s or maybe 50, 51. His body was already not in great shape. Valley of Flowers, Himalayas, right? Himalayas. It's very difficult. A lot of the people who are much younger than him, one of them, I think he was in his early 20s, gave up. And they said, Master, you don't have to do this. He held his, what do you call this, the walking stick, and he just kept chanting, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah. He used his will, just powers his body all the way to the top. And I remember a month later, he calls me on the phone. I said, man, who's this? It's Master. Are you okay with us? Yeah, this is courtesy of Valley of Flowers. Because going up, there was gold dust. Yeah, it's called horse manure dust. So it goes to the lungs, right? So he's having difficulties respiratory. So I asked, Master, so what was up there? I heard you had a difficult time. What was up there? He goes, nothing. So I talked to a few people who went up there. They said it was good. It was the experience, not the objective. Anyway, the funny part is, let me just share this video. If I remember, one of my colleagues was telling me. They said, when they got there was this guy meditating. And Messenger happened to walk by and started talking to him. Yeah, this place has a lot of energy, and you have this thing called the aura. You have this thing called chakras that allow your body to absorb energy. He started messaging with this about aura and chakras. He went on and on, and this colleague we were watching. It's like he was patient. He listened to them. It's just like a college professor being taught by a kindergarten kid, but he was so kind, so nice. Yeah. I mean, he was not like just really genuinely listening. And after that, he didn't say a single thing. He didn't say, this kid doesn't know who I am. No, he listened to the guy. It was interesting for me. That was profound because, as I said, he's just like somebody who barely knows anything compared to somebody who was a master. And yet, the guy who knows something is trying to teach this guy, and he was kind enough to sit there and listen. Mind-boggling, right? Anyway, constancy, aim, and effort. You start, you finish. And one thing that he always said, and I was editing some of the videos, but I had to give a retreat. Oh, you're going to have a blast. I had to give a retreat. I just edited one video. It blow your chakras off your body. The ones who are new, you'll find out. Anyway, so in one of the Om Mani Padme Hum, he was chanting. It was the first time he taught Om Mani Padme in the US. So in that meditation, he cranked it up. So I was editing it. After I was done, I go, I can't edit another video. I feel like it's going to explode. Anyway, what was I talking about? Constancy. So one thing with him, he always says, when you start something, you have to finish it because it's part of your spiritual practice that life will distract you. In other words, you pretty much expect it. Something will show up. It's basically a test. Okay, you really want to do this? Let's find out. So things will come up, and it will require your skill. Literally what? Your skill on how to handle it and still continue. It could be family. It could be money. It could be health. It could be anything. It'll just pop up to distract you, to give you one more excuse not to meditate. One more excuse not to show up in your healing clinic. One more, it's like one of those easier to just give in than say, no, this is what my soul wants to do, I'm going to do it. I'm just letting you know ahead of time, because when I was editing the videos, that's one of the things that come up. I've heard it, but it's good to be reminded. You're going to get distractions. Could be your solar plexus, could be your basic, your money, could be your sex chakra, could be any of those. It'll come up. And you know what? You deal with it, you move forward. Will you fall? You will. All of us will. You know the saying, it's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you... Yeah. And you know the saying, right? You throw a ball hard enough on the floor, it'll bounce higher. So the higher, the more difficult the challenge, the more is expected for you to develop. I know that sounds like a contradiction, but in reality, the deeper the pain, the stronger the leverage for you to succeed. True or not true? True. Because sometimes if it's not painful enough, you're the kind of person who doesn't learn by simple lessons, then it takes a certain amount of pain for you to what? Turn around. In my case, if you don't mind me sharing, many years ago, one of the most difficult part was the finances. And at one point, I told myself, never again will I worry about money. And I told myself, this is enough pain. I don't want to ever do it again. So I worked my ass off. I mean, morning to night. I remember my relatives saying, no, don't work so hard. Going, no. In my mind, the bank account is always empty. And I used them to just push me like a madman. Because it was a certain amount of pain that I made it so strong. And I told myself, I'll never experience that again. You get my point? Yeah. It's a matter of how you psych yourself up. It's just like meditation. You're going through a lot of emotional pain, this and that. You should just say, okay, I never want to experience it again. So I will meditate, I'll clean my chakra, I'll do whatever. You have to have something to have enough leverage to push you through the threshold. True or not true? Mm-hmm. This is not just in your everyday life, even in your spiritual life. So this constancy of aim and effort is not just a virtue. You literally have to use it in your life. Say, this is my objective. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. And there's a little tool you can use that will guarantee you can do it. But a lot of us don't like to use it. What tool? Scheduling. You heard me 1,000 times. Something without a deadline is useless. Without a deadline, you'll find every excuse to take you off the target. True or not true? Sure. It's just like, man, I have to make that payment today. Oh, it's the deadline. Otherwise, there'll be a penalty. Now, be honest. If there was no penalty, what would happen? Other things are more important, right? True or not true? Yes. Because it doesn't cause enough pain. So what if there's a way for you to get things done without the pain? And that is to put a deadline in your head. This is the deadline. By this time, I would have meditated this much. By this time, my chakras would be like this. By this time, I would have this level of inner peace. By this time, I would have this much savings. Deadline, deadline, deadline. Constancy and effort is decided in how many deadlines that you fulfill. True or not true? Yeah. Third, constancy and effort. Once you stick to the target, you don't let go until you get there. You heard this already 1,000 times. Yeah? And what happens to obstacles? You like water. Go on top, below, left, right. Last resort, you blast through it. How are we doing so far? Constancy and effort. That is also one of the struggles of a lot of people on the spiritual path. You know why? But I'm so loving. I'm a spiritual person. I don't like to exert. Yep, that's your weakness. Other people on the corporate will say, they're always like that. So what happens? No peace, no love. It's like that. Opposite sides of the spectrum. As the Lord Buddha said, what is the key? The middle path. When to use force and when to use kindness and love. True or not true? When to blast through the wall, when to bribe someone. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Kindly encourage. Okay, let's do it. Man, it's over an hour? Jeez, I've been yakking for an hour. Okay, the ones who are listening, are you still awake or comatose? Okay, let's keep on. Right, think of something. Just do a quick reflection. What is it that's preventing you from achieving your goals? What is it in constancy of aim and effort that we're weak at? What do we need to improve? All of that is BS, right? Your belief system. What? Just that. Don't you mind? I didn't need anything. Okay, ready? Whatever it is that you think is hindering you, visualizing a great cloud. Let's go. Erase, disintegrate this negative tendency. Now, erase this and cut. Okay, open your eyes. Okay, again. What are the negative habits that prevent you from being successful? Put in a gray cloud, use the electric violet light, or the technique you've learned. Let's go. Erase, complete, disintegrate this negative pattern. Now erase, disintegrate, cut. Okay. Again. Erase, completely disintegrate, erase, disintegrate, cut. That's three, right? Okay. Again, visualizing the gray cloud, whatever is left. Erase, completely disintegrate, erase, disintegrate, cut. Okay, that's four. One more. Visualize it, whatever is that negative tendency. Erase, completely disintegrate. Now, cut. All right. Okay, what do you want to accomplish? No, this is different. After this, we're gonna do a meditation. Still,
Yes.
that's why the moderation is the last. No, because after the meditation, we're gonna have you pull out your goals and projects for the year, and then as a group we'll charge it up. So I want to make sure I do that too. So I know it's taking a lot of time. Ready? Visualize your objective. Constancy and effort. What is it? What part of your life? Heart desires, material things, and leap. Fantastic. So it is. Open your eyes. Okay. Again, same objective. Powerful thought form. So it is. Okay. Third one. It's good to be happy. Okay, whatever that objective is, what do you want to accomplish, make it better, let's go. So there's okay, that's three. Okay, fourth one. And five. Okay, how do you feel? Too much work? All right. Fifth virtue, moderation, non-excessiveness. Okay. You're gonna get someone with no credibility. No, I'm kidding. All right. There are many aspects of it. Most of you know this, right? You know, there could be excessiveness in fun, excessiveness in work, excessiveness in many things, right? So the part that he always emphasized with this part is the 10-30 rule. You guys know this. Whatever you make, 10% goes to tithing and service, giving money to charity, 30% is savings. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people, there's a tendency to say, I'll spend it first, then it'll create space for God to bless me. Have you heard that before? I actually have an aunt that said, if I don't spend it all, God does not know I need money. I know, for her it works though. She's rich. But she spends like nuts. I mean, she spends and she tells my mom, well, if I don't spend it all, God doesn't know there's... She's the exception rather than the rule. Okay? Anyway, just follow 10-30 rule. Now, you will notice, here's the good news. As you do this pattern and you get better at it, the 30% start to increase on its own. Then you become cheap. No, it's called being frugal. Okay? You already know this. You heard so many people talk about it. When your finances are doing well, then you can have more wants with your needs. When finances are tight, then you have to focus more on needs, and the wants can wait. True or not true? True. The problem is, people on the spiritual path, I've heard people say, yeah, but you know, I want this, but if I don't spend it, you know, then I'm not having prosperity consciousness. That's dumb. If you're broke, things can wait. You with me so far? I know it sounds harsh, but it's true. I've actually known one person, a couple, went out shopping, or no, window shopping. And she told the boyfriend, says, I like that dress. The boyfriend, he's the one who handles the finances. He said, it's not in the budget. Remember, you let in Shaki, you never say you don't have money. You say, what? It's not in the budget. So it's not in the budget. And she was so upset. She goes, you don't trust the universe to give it to you. But it's something like this. It's not like she's naked. You understand? This is a dress, I don't know, a $500 dress and a $200 dress and a $30 dress will cover your body the same way. Well, not the same way. But you get the idea. But isn't it interesting? A bikini is less but costs more? Okay, focus. Anyway, the point is this. So in their case, she was giving him a guilt trip, using spiritual principles to manipulate him. Now, some people, they don't do it to other people. They do it to themselves. Yeah, but I need to trust the universe. So even though this car payment, I don't know, I'll make something up. $1,000 car payment, a $200 car payment. But but I look cooler than $1,000 car payment compared to. Yeah, but if your budget is so tight, when you start with a 200 car payment, when your life improves, move upwards. But some people, yeah, but I have to trust the universe and jump. Yeah, but when you jump, there might be a big hole. Clear? Don't use spiritual principles to manipulate other people or yourself. I've heard people do that. Doesn't make sense. Clear? Are you guys okay or no? Yeah. That's why in our case, being brought up in a Chinese family, even though our parents were rich, well, not earlier, but later on, they still had us work. I know one family, they own a lot of businesses. The children still clock in and clock out just like a regular worker. They still get a salary. They live at home, so there are no expenses. But when they're at work, they're expected to work like every other employee. So when the parents retired or semi-retired, the business runs. Because the children now are the managers, and they know what it's like to work there, so they have good work ethic. Moderation, non-excessiveness in everything you do. Clear? Anyway, I think you get the idea. Now, when it comes to moderation, another thing is something like this. Again, as far as work is concerned, I know I overwork. I know you guys can tell me in my face, but my point is this. Make time for enjoyment, make time for family, make time for your physical body. Now, some people, they work extra hard, they neglect their body. That I don't. Because for me, there's a higher principle on top of it, which is I know this soul needs this body to evolve. So if I don't take care of this body will not be an instrument for the soul, so the soul will have less opportunities to accomplish. Make sense? Yeah. So some people, they just meditate, they work hard, they do service, but they don't eat properly, they don't exercise, they don't do this. Eventually, they will catch up to you. That's part of the faith virtue. Mm-hmm. True? Not true? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so shall we? We're not going to be done in an hour and 30. Sorry. Okay. Think of it that on the moderation, non-excessiveness you're having difficulty with or need to improve. Ready? Visualize in a dark cloud. We'll distribute the entire thing with electric violet light. Erase, disintegrate, erase, disintegrate. Cut. Okay, again. Visualize in a gray cloud. Erase, completely disintegrate. Cut. That's 2. Okay. Again. Erase, disintegrate, cut. Visualize it again. Erase, disintegrate, cut. That's 4, right? Last one. Erase, completely disintegrate. Now, cut. All right. Now, I know some of you, the ones who are watching, some of them taking the class, some of them go, wait, no, you never taught the number 5. How come we are doing everything 5 times? Is that a good question? I think it is. Okay, let's move on. All right. Think of what you want to replace it with. Ready? Go. As your heart desires, materials now properly. Fantastic. So it is. Open your eyes. Okay, that's once. Again. Fantastic. So it is. Twice. Third time. So it is. Fourth time. So it is. And the fifth time. Fantastic. So it is. Right. Well, how do you feel?
Good.
You okay?
Yes.
Okay. Try closing your eyes. Observe your level of inner peace compared to earlier. How is it? Noticeable? So again, we always tell people, you learn this message I was saying, if you want to have inner peace, it's not how much you put into your aura. You want inner peace, is take all the impurities out. Right. Let's meditate. Are you still okay?
Yes.
You sure? Okay. Why don't you stand up and stretch for a while? Okay, you can sit down. No, I'm kidding. Just stretch quickly. The ones who are watching, just go ahead and get up and stretch. Bill, is the sound music on? Yeah. Okay. All right, have a seat. Let's start. Now that the aura is cleaner, the meditation does not have to be so long because you can go deeper. Okay. All right. Shall we? To the divine supreme God, divine Father, divine Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Firstly, to my teacher, Master Choco Sui Mahaguji Mailing, we humbly invoke for divine light, divine love, guidance, help, healing, protection. Thank you for blessing us with a loving heart, an intelligent mind, and a powerful will that we may be of service to all. We thank you for this blessing and this opportunity to serve. In full faith, so be it. With gratitude, respect, and love. Okay, take your left hand, tap your heart center. Take your right hand, tap your crown. Raise your hands in blessing. Imagine the earth in front of you. From your heart, through your hands, project beautiful pink light. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there's hatred anywhere in the world, let me sow love. Bless every person, every being on earth with peace and with love. Where there's injury, let me sow pardon and forgiveness. To all who I've hurt, in however way I've hurt you, I'm very, very sorry. I've learned from my mistakes. I humbly ask for your forgiveness. Thank you. And I forgive myself. To all who have hurt me, we are all children of God. We are all growing and evolving, and evolution involves time, process, and lots of mistakes. I've learned from mine, so can you. You are all completely forgiven. Go in peace, and may you be blessed with inner peace, inner healing, and spiritual growth. I release you. Namaste. Take a deep breath. Now I'm going to say, cut, cut, and kind. Raise your hands again. Visualize the earth. Where there's doubt, let me sow faith. Where there's despair, let me sow hope. To all who are suffering, may all of you be blessed with hope and faith and a better tomorrow. So be it. May your life massively improve. So be it. Where there is darkness, let me sow light. To all who are in darkness or ignorance of the true spiritual nature, may you awaken to the knowledge of your true self as a soul, as a spiritual being of light, a child of God. So it is. Let's think about the people in our lives who are in darkness, who are not knowing of their spiritual connection. Visualize them getting on the spiritual path filled with peace and love and serving others. So be it. And where there is sadness, let me sow joy. Be aware of your heart, your hands, your entire being, blessing every person and being with peace, with love, with a spirit of forgiveness, with hope and faith, with light and lots of joy. So be it. So be it. So be it. Now be aware of your crown and your hands. Fill the earth with beautiful golden light. From the heart of God, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness. May all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. Blessings be to all. So be it. May all be blessed unconditionally. So be it. Allow your soul, through your crown, to your hands, to be an instrument of love, peace, and healing to all. Now be aware of your heart, be aware of your crown at the same time. Take a deep breath. Exhale, visualize golden light pouring out of your hands to the entire earth. Again, be aware of your heart and your crown. Take a deep breath. Exhale and visualize golden light flowing to every person, every being on earth. One more time, be aware of your heart and your crown. Take a deep breath. Exhale, imagine beautiful golden light pouring out of your hands like rivers of light, blessing your family, your friends, the people you work with, spreading to the city you live in, the state, the country, let it spread throughout the entire earth. From the center of the heart of God, through my soul, through my entire being, may every person, every being on earth be blessed with loving kindness. May all be blessed with great joy and happiness, with understanding, harmony, and divine peace. May all be blessed unconditionally and without exception. So be it. May every person, every being, the higher worlds, the middle worlds, even the lower worlds, let all sentient beings in every direction above and below and in every dimension be blessed with love and kindness. So be it. So be it. And so it is. Now gently lower your hands on your lap, palms up. Keep your eyes closed, keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth, and imagine a beautiful golden candle flame above your crown. Be aware of the love within your heart. Gently send a stream of love from your heart up, up, up to your crown and into that flame and stay there. getting brighter and brighter and more still. Just look at the flame. Pure of the golden flame. Pure of the mantra Om. In the silence in between each Om. 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 Allow your awareness to drift into that space and stay there. Om. Very gently and slowly come back to your body. Gently move your fingers, move your toes. Gently, slowly come back to your body now. Raise your hands in blessing. Let's release the excess energy by blessing Mother Earth. May every person, every being on earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Blessings be to all. Now aim your hands down to the ground. Be aware of your hands, your feet, and the base of your spine. Imagine the earth below us filled with golden light. Verbally repeat after me. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to Mother Earth. So be it. So be it. So it is. Okay. Open your eyes. How's the meditation? It was short. It was only, I think, 12 minutes. I think. Okay, pull out your projects. The ones who are new, what happens is we have you bring out the things you want to be blessed or energized for the coming year. Could be finances, could be relationship, could be health. Anything that you want to manifest 2019, either write it down, visualize it, or we energize. Okay? That's good? All right. Just wait, some of them are still pulling it out. How many noticed the meditation was a little different? It's the same. What the difference is we cleaned ourselves out before. Well, not entirely the same. Special sauce. Okay. You guys ready? All right, repeat after me. We are one. We are one. We are one with God. We are one with God. We are one with all. There's only oneness. Okay. Maintain that state of oneness. Raise your hands, or the ones who've taken the class, the mudra to use. So the ones who are in your home, wherever you are, just have your projects you want blessed, hold it like this, unless you've taken the classes, so you know what to do in Kri Shakti. All right, here's what we'll do first. So you have a before and after comparison. Raise your hand. Whatever you have written down or visualized, say manifestation energy. Okay, just feel. All right, so this is the baseline. Okay, let's charge it up. Okay. Your hand, your mudra, whatever you want. So be super receptive. Okay, raise your hand. Check it down. Say manifestation, materialization, energy. Press. How's that feel? As usual, we overdid it. Don't take me. I'm just holding. I would say I'm the one holding the hose. All right. So before we give thanks, just wanna, we should give thanks to the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother. We thank you. To all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, thank you. To our beloved teacher, Master Chokok Sri Mahaguji Mailing, and all the great ones, thank you for divine light, love, guidance, help, healing, and divine protection. Thank you for blessing us, our families, and loved ones for a super successful, happy, healthy, wealthy, prosperous 2019 and beyond. We thank you for these blessings, and we promise to utilize all the gifts you've given us to give service to others. We thank you in full faith. So be it.
So be it.
All right. So, how was it? You guys good? Okay, just a few reminders. Number one, starting the year, you know what you should do? You should schedule your activities for the rest of the year. No, not only, work and all that, but your spiritual activities. Okay, like how often are you going to meditate? Is it once a week? Once every other week? That's way too long. If you can do at least a few minutes of silence every day. This stillness is very, very important. You know why? A lot of times you get so busy with everything else. If you don't practice some level of stillness, there's no opportunity for the higher soul to dump information into you. You get so busy. Even in your meditation, okay, I'm done. The silence is important. What did I say? The stillness is important. The stillness is when the energy pours in. That's when the energy comes in. That's where the intuition, that's where the energy, what do you call this? The clarity comes in. Okay? And the I am affirmation, cannot emphasize that enough. Do it every day. I'm not body, not emotion. So it keeps you spiritually connected and keeps your consciousness both in the lower worlds and the higher worlds. Otherwise, what happens? Some of you get so busy making a living, you forget the higher world. So you only do that at night when your body's sleeping. What if you can do it at night and during the day and still work at the same time? And on the other hand, some people, they're so much in the spiritual path, they neglect their prosperity and material life. Keep a balance. Okay? Now, as far as classes is concerned, things like that, it's something like this. We mentioned it earlier. A lot of things you've heard before. But we don't always practice. So the reminders are almost as important as the first time you learned. True or not true?
Yeah.
So that said, the ones who take an Arhatic Yoga, this retreat we're going to have in March is going to be super intense. What's new? Okay? So we want to make sure you prepare for that. The ones who've have not taken the prerequisites, you guys take it. When's the UPW?
March.
2 weeks before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 weeks before the Arhatic Yoga retreat. I had to give a treat. Yeah, it's a treat. 2 weeks before is Tony Robbins is in LA Convention Center. And last time we brought about 80 people. I want 300 this year. So those who are watching, let me put it this way. The two are compatible. Because one, you would work on the spiritual part, the energy. When you go to Tony Robbins, it goes and carves out your deepest emotional crap and gets it out. That's it. Once it comes to the surface, you learn how to get rid of it there. Also, you have the tools and techniques you learn in pranic healing to get rid of it. So with the two, I've seen massive changes with people. So if you can, if you want to go, we have a contact at the organization who is also a pranic healer to get you the best discounts you can. Okay? That's going to be 2 weeks before the LA one. So the ones who are watching, get your butt in there. All right. Other than that, I wish you all a happy, prosperous, healthy, fulfilling, what else? I think it's everything. Abundant, prospering. We said that already. Okay. Atma Namaste, everyone. You guys take care.